Hello and welcome to this channel. This is the Eradicator, and in today's video we are going to talk about one of the features that was talked in today's Inside Star Citizen episode, and we are going to talk about, of course, the restricted area rework, which, as you can see here on the roadmap, is almost complete. I mean, they've already done a pretty good job here, completed at 8 tasks out of 12. Refactoring and fixing the many internal issues regarding restricted areas to make them easier to set up and use. This would include landing splines or splines, allowing ATC to open paths for players to enter the restricted area and fly to a landing pad with guidance. These areas will become more natural and won't require obtrusive materials to show their presence. And I think that today's episode of Inside Star Citizen really did a great job at showing us what is coming up here with those no-fly zones. As we can see, this is what was originally... If you have a look, let's go back to the roadmap here. This is an interesting picture, by the way. I found that the other day. If we go back to the roadmap, where did we have the no-fly zones? We had the no-fly zones, if I probably in 3.5.1, where were they? Gameplay, there we go, right? This is exactly the picture that we had in the no-flies, in the introductions of no-fly zone in 3.3.5 back in November 2018, so almost a year and a half ago. And definitely we've come a long way since then. And I think that this episode of Inside Star Citizen is really great because it's showing us the difference and how they've managed to pull this off over time. So this was summer 2018. This is how it looked like in fall 2018. You can see as we get closer, you have this big red, like matrix, like digital wall that was we can go. That was obviously quite ugly and quite immersion breaking to me. I think that they did a good job not to bring this, and it was obviously very resource consuming to look at that. This is the one that we eventually knew. I like they say footage captured by Bold Gamer. Good for Bold Gamer here, getting some free publicity. So yeah, these were that was the ugly blob that we had back in 3.3.5, which was absolutely disastrous when it came to consuming resources on our PCs. That was just pretty bad. So good thing that we're not having them anymore. Then eventually we had those little hula hoops around towers, especially around ArcCorp 3.8. This was in test footage, but we were also able to see that in Evo Caddies, if you guys remember those leaks videos that we used to have in the past. And so here this is David Coulson, who is senior gameplay programmer in charge of a lot when it comes to actual ship flying, and he is going to show us how it is going to look like in Star Citizen about 3.10, coming in about a month now, actually less than a month, so quite exciting, guys. As soon it is going to be Evo Caddy season, PTU season. You know, it hasn't been a long time because 3.9 came so late. And so let's have a look at how it looks like. So this is the approach here at area 18, and right now when you approach at area 18, you don't really have an indicator. You just have these warnings here that tell us that there's a restricted area, and if you go a little bit too low, then eventually your ship auto destructs or self-destructs. This is something that has happened to me many times, including with a caterpillar full of cargo, which got me a little bit salty. Yep. And so fortunately, there's also the stupid autopilot that just takes you pretty much anywhere. So obviously this is not working, something that they are not happy. And what we are going to have eventually in the future are going to be actual paths that are going to open up for us. This is how it's going to look like. And I'm going to make a pause here because I don't know if you guys saw my video about when I was comparing Elite Dangerous, Star Citizen, and X4. At some point I was showing in X4 that how ships actually how ships actually navigate towards their landing platforms on stations. This is exactly the same principle. You get this augmented reality type of lights there that tell you exactly where to go. Here David Coulson said that it was a tunnel throughout the restricted area, and I like the idea of a tunnel, of having some kind of guidance where you're gonna have to use your flying skills to make sure that you stay within the tunnel, and at the same time it doesn't include any crazy a crazy bloop or crazy artificial curtain that prevents you from seeing the rest of the city, we can still enjoy the beautiful work that the devs have done here to recreate Area 18, while at the same time knowing exactly where to go so that we could safely go to the spaceport. I am totally digging that, and this is for takeoff as well, guys. How many times have we had to deal with, for example, the autopilot taking over and then crashing our ships on the floor or on some kind of towers? This has happened. I don't know. This has happened to me so many times. I'm pretty sure that this must have happened to you also a few times as well. Please tell me in the comments down below if this is something that is unbearable for you. And so we will also have an exit tunnel here when we leave those spaceport. I am totally in support of this. I think that this is quite the right direction, and I'm really looking forward to testing this for you guys in Star Citizen of 3.10. Let's have some monoclear. Here you go. I think that this is going to depend also on where you call the ATC. Like if you call the ATC at a lower altitude, probably the tunnel is going to be a little bit lower, whereas if you call the ATC at a higher altitude, the tunnel will be a little bit higher as well. Because if we look at the description, let's go back to the roadmap and let's have a look at the description. The description, let's get rid of this here. The description over there is pretty clear. Here they say the ATC is opening up paths, which means that all of these paths are going to be unique depending on your position. It's not going to be a predefined path that you're going to have to take all the time. It really is going to be calculated depending on where you are approaching. And I think that this is pretty smart. This is pretty smart. Really looking forward to it. Do we have any more footage here? There you go. Every time we are approaching those spaceports, seems like we're having different ones as well. And yeah, oh, look at that. They are being a little bit naughty here. And apparently, when you deviate, you get a message, and it seems like the autopilot is bringing you back into the tunnel, which definitely makes sense. Let's hope that this is not going to eventually cause the destruction of your ship. Well, they talked about a couple of other issues in this episode of Inside Star Citizen. They've shown us how inventories are going to work eventually in the future. Atmospherical entries. I'm really thinking, look at that. This is not an asteroid. This is an actual ship entering the atmosphere on Daymar. Absolutely fantastic. This is really going to look great, guys, in the future. They've shown how fire is going to propagate as well. If you're interested, we're going to see those shops in New Babbage in 3.10. These are the improved shops where we'll be able to buy special Moby glasses and maybe SIM pods. I'm not really sure about what this is. Look at that. Those NPCs are not standing on the tables, but you can be guaranteed that they will be doing so in the future. Cargo decks. I'm quite excited for cargo decks coming up in Star Citizen Alpha 3.11 at the end of September of this year. This is going to be major overhaul for all of us traders out there who do like to trade and use our cargo ships. Finally, we're gonna be given some love, and I can't wait to have more opportunities as a trader. I'm really looking forward to that. And if you are like Segalian, you like to use your 890 jump as a yacht on Hurston, then they're also going to improve the oceans, and there's going to be big waves in case you end up in a storm. That's pretty much it. Really excited here for those brand new paths that ATCs are going to open at those restricted landing zones. Fantastic work here. I am really looking forward to trying those. But please, guys, tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you excited, or are you currently satisfied with the current work, with how no-fly zones are currently working? Please tell me in the comments down there. That's all for this video, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow for a roadmap update. Have a great day, everybody, and thank you so much for watching. This is the Eradicator, and I'll see you guys later.